This is the SunAmerica NBC Sports Desk. Here's your host, Matt Vesturzian.
The Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois, site of today's NASCAR Winston Cup race, the Tropicana 400. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our New York studio and the SunAmerica Sports Desk. We'll get you out to the Speedway and the start of our coverage for the Tropicana 400 in just a few minutes. First, some news from the world of auto racing. Formula One style, German Michael Schumacher was looking to make some history in today's British Grand Prix. A win would have tied Schumacher with Alain Prost's record of 51 career victories. Schumacher started on the pole in his red Ferrari. Problems early for David Coulthard. He spins out on lap 3 and is forced out of the race with a suspension problem. A disappointing finish for Coulthard, whose shot at the championship is now pretty much gone. Now on to lap 5, and Mika Hakkinen of Finland in the McLaren Mercedes overtakes Schumacher for the lead. He'd finish in front, capturing his 19th career victory and beating second-place Schumacher by 33 seconds. It was the first win since last August for the two-time series champ. Also in the United Kingdom, some top golfers assembled this weekend for the Scottish Open at Loch Lomond, the last test before Thursday's British Open gets underway at Royal Lytham St. Anne. U.S. Open champ Retief Goosen has led since its opening round 62 on Thursday. Northern Ireland's Darren Clark made a run. This long birdie putt at 13 moved him into a tie for third at 12 under. However, a late bogey would drop him back into a 7th-place finish. Denmark's Thomas Bjorn also made a strong move. This birdie at 14 was his 4th birdie in 5 holes. He would finish alone in 2nd place, but the day belonged to Goosen. He was up 6 strokes at one point after this birdie at the par 5 6th. He was even for the round, but was never seriously challenged and looks strong heading into next week's British Open. We're set for our coverage of the Tropicana 400, so let's join our race team at Chicagoland Speedway just outside the Windy City.
This has been the SunAmerica NBC Sports Desk. SunAmerica, the retirement specialist. This is the SunAmerica NBC Sports Desk. Here's your host, Hannah Storm.
An estimated 300,000 spectators on hand this afternoon at the legendary Indianapolis Motor Speedway as NASCAR returns to Indy for the 8th annual Brickyard 400, one of stock car racing's most prestigious events. Hi, everybody. Hannah Storm in our New York studio, and we'll get you out to the coverage of the Brickyard 400 in just a moment. But first, last night in the Busch Grand National Series race, it was held across town under the lights at the Indianapolis Raceway Park, and with 27 laps to go, Busch Series points leader Kevin Harvick in the number 2 car took the lead. Harvick qualified 12th, and he spent most of the night trying to move through the pack. He did survive a scary moment when his car stalled coming out of a red flag with just 10 laps left. Meanwhile, Greg Biffle in the number 60 car made a bold move on the final lap to claim 2nd place. Harvick, with the victory, ended a busy Saturday with his 4th Busch win of the year. He also qualified 11th for the Brickyard 400 earlier yesterday. That's it for the Sports Desk. Now let's join NBC's NASCAR team for the Brickyard 400.
This has been the SunAmerica NBC Sports Desk. SunAmerica, the retirement specialist. This is the SunAmerica NBC Sports Desk. Here's your host, Hannah Storm.
A look at the Lowe's Motor Speedway in Charlotte, North Carolina, site of today's 500-mile Winston Cup race. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our studio in New York City and the SunAmerica Sports Desk. We'll send you out to our coverage of the UAW GM Quality 500 in just a few minutes. Also, we wanted to remind you that after the race, we will have more from the Extreme Sports Series, the Gravity Games, from Providence, Rhode Island. Well, it's been a weekend of baseball milestones, and last night the game's Iron Man, Cal Ripken Jr., played for the final time. And prior to the game, Cal taking the field for some special ceremonies as he was presented with a sketch of a bronze statue that will eventually be placed on the grounds of Camden Yards. A look at Cal's final Major League at-bat, 3,001 Major League games, and his last at-bat, a fly ball to center field in the bottom of the 8th. The 48,000-plus fans on hand, predictably giving him a standing ovation as after the game he took the field for a final victory lap prior to addressing the home crowd.
One question I've been repeatedly asked these last few weeks is, how do I want to be remembered? My answer has been simple. To be remembered at all, is pretty special.
Meanwhile, a day after breaking the home run record, Barry Bonds made a brief appearance as a pinch hitter in the Giants' 6-2 loss to the Dodgers yesterday. Bonds is expected to play this afternoon. And Ricky Henderson pulled within one hit of career hit number 3,000 with his double yesterday. Henderson says he is debating whether to play today because he doesn't want to upstage his teammate Tony Gwynn in Gwynn's final game. And the Seattle Mariners tied the Major League record for wins in a season with their 116th victory last night. The Mariners can break the record set by the 1906 Cubs by winning their final regular season game today. For in-depth coverage of baseball, you can log on to NBCSports.com and check out Bob Costas' take on Barry Bonds' historic season. I'll see you a bit later on. Time now to join the NBC NASCAR team in Charlotte.
This has been the SunAmerica NBC Sports Desk. SunAmerica, the retirement specialist. This is the SunAmerica NBC Sports Desk.
One of the most famous speedways in all of motorsports. Today, NASCAR Winston Cup Racing is in town for the EA Sports 500 from Talladega, presented by Dodge. Live coverage comes up next here on NBC. Hi, everyone. Alan Bestwick here, the SunAmerica Sports Desk, coming to you from the racetrack once again this weekend as we continue to take every precaution at our New York studios after an NBC employee tested positive for anthrax a week ago. Coming up next on NBC, it's the Gravity Games right after our coverage of NASCAR. Speaking of gravity, Michael Jordan, one known to sometimes defy gravity, was back on court last night, continuing the NBA preseason schedule. He was in Washington as the Wizards took on the New Jersey Nets, and boy, was Michael in vintage form. First quarter from the perimeter, hits the jumper, 6 points in the opening quarter. Now to the second, Jordan with the ball, trying to shake loose. Goes for the leaner. 15 points at the half for Michael, and he was just getting started. In the third quarter, he took Nets rookie Richard Jefferson to school, hitting the corner jumper and drawing the foul. Then more vintage Jordan. Watch this. Jordan finished his barrage with a couple of three-pointers, displaying the entire repertoire, 16 points in the third quarter alone, 41 for the game. But despite that, the Wizards still came up a little bit short, losing to the Nets by 7. Washington now 1-3 in the preseason. Michael Jordan's first regular season home game in a Wizards uniform can be seen right here on NBC. Saturday, November 3rd, the Wizards and the Philadelphia 76ers. Coverage gets underway at 6 Eastern Time. Up next, it's NASCAR racing from Talladega. It's going to be a great one. Stay with us. For now, that's the SunAmerica Sports Desk. I'm Alan Bestwick.
This has been the SunAmerica NBC Sports Desk. SunAmerica, the retirement specialist.